Hello everyone, I'm Alan from Civil Services Institute Pala, and here we are going to discuss about the Indus Water Treaty and on why it is in the news. So, first of all, we all know why it is in the news. As the Pahalgam terrorist attack happened, India has decided to unilaterally withdraw from the treaty, which also includes the state of Pakistan. So, first of all, talking about the background of this treaty, we have this Indus Water Treaty negotiated in 1960 between India and Pakistan. It is a landmark transboundary water sharing mechanism and the only trans, transwater, transboundary water sharing mechanism between two nations in Asia. So, as we can see, disagreements has been persisting among both India and Pakistan over the treaty. So, so what is the treaty about? So before independence, this was the state of the Indus River, and the five tributaries such as Jhelum, Chenab, Bias, Satluj, and Ravi. So these out of these six rivers, the three westernmost rivers are allocated to Pakistan, and the three easternmost rivers are allocated to India to for almost unlimited purposes. So this is about the Indus Water Treaty, and this deal was brokered by the World Bank, and it was signed by India and Pakistan in 1960. So till date, this treaty has been one of the most successful treaty in the entire world, as the Permanent Indus Commission, which is supposed to be meeting once in a year, has been meeting ever since the treaty has been made. Not even the two wars between India and Pakistan could stop that process. So it has been a very successful treaty, and the disputes between the two states in the matters related to distribution of these six rivers has been very smooth and flawless for most of the parts. There have been some kind of disputes ever since, but it has been very successful treaty, uh, taking all the circumstances of the treaty. So now we have to check about, yeah, the things that I just said. The three eastern rivers, that is Ravi, Satluj, and Bias, are allocated for exclusive use of India, and the three western rivers, Chenab, Indus, and Jhelum, are allocated to Pakistan. So these are the permitted uses. As you can pause the screen for a while, and you can check what all are the permitted uses of this water. So the water division ratio, when it comes to the water division ratio, India gets 20% of the water from the Indus River system, while Pakistan gets almost 80% of the river. So there has always been this kind of a uh, sense of alienation among the Indian public and the Indian government itself, because 80% is going to Pakistan. So this is the three-stage dispute resolution mechanism of the Indus Water Treaty. The first one is to set up an permanent Indus Commission, where the two sessions can meet once in a year and can uh, talk about the disputes between themselves. And if the disputes are not settled in between from inside the permanent Indus Commission, there can be a neutral expert appointed by the World Bank. And also, if that also uh, cannot settle the dispute, then there can be a court of arbitration by the World Bank. The most latest instance of such a court of arbitration settling a dispute was done in 2014, where the COA has ruled in favor of India in a dispute between Pakistan due to a dam which was built on the river of Kishan Ganga. So the significance of Indus Water Treaty. The first one is that it is a very successful treaty and successful in maintaining water cooperation despite political tensions. So it has been a role model treaty for all these nations which has a transboundary river in its area. So the second one is that only cross-border sharing treaty between two nations in Asia. So so now we have to talk about the concerns related with the Indus Water Treaty uh, and the circumstances that led to the unilateral uh, withdrawal of India from the treaty. First of all, the treaty considered most generous and unequal sharing with Pakistan. That is a major concern for that was a major concern for India, and also the building storage systems. Pakistan deliberately stalling of India's storage system efforts of Western rivers, such Western rivers was also a major concern for India, and also the disputes related to the hydroelectric projects on on the Western rivers was also a major concern for India. And these were the major cause of tension for the state of Pakistan. And now we're coming to the major issue, that significance of suspension of Indus Water Treaty for India. So this suspension can be used as a diplomatic leverage to 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 pressure Pakistan over cross-border terrorism and ceasefire violations. Also, this can be temporarily used for the benefit of Indian agricultural system during that time period. So these are the concerns with the abrogation of Indus Water Treaty. First is the viability of an unilateral cancellation by India, as the treaty doesn't have such a mechanism. India cited the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties as the mechanism behind cancellation, but India is not a party of it, and also Pakistan has signed it but hasn't ratified it, so it has no legal validity in Pakistan too. So the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties has almost zero validity in deciding this kind of an issue. So the second one is the role of neighboring countries such as it is a possible challenge. It is a possible challenge that countries such as China could use this as a precedent on matters relating to the Tibetan rivers and the nature of its interboundary flow. And the next one is the storage and irrigation capacity of India remains limited to fulfill her political decisions. So we have a very limited irrigation and storage capacity, and we cannot do anything with the huge amount of water that has been left in the Indus River. So that is a major concern for us. And also, India is all, as we all know, India is trying to make an image of a global leader and a responsible global power. So this kind of an action has the possibility to limit the chances uh, of being of limit the chances of the need to be projected as a global power. So what is the way forward in it? So, using Article 11 and relevant annexures for raising grievances, incorporating climate change and changing geopolitical scenario into this treaty, so that we can make the needed modifications to the treaty is a very much needed thing, and also enhancing the data sharing arrangements aligned to UN Water Courses Convention and the Berlin Rules. This is the one of the major recommendations to settle the current issues in the Indus Water Treaty. And also this is some additional recommendations from different committees and different sources. And also, yes, that's it. Thanks. I hope you all understand about the Indus Water Treaty. And okay.